The CW Twin Cities presents See What's Now, your entertainment news source.
Hello, John.
Bruce Campbell, it's such an honor to talk to you. Thanks for taking the time.
Bada boom. My pleasure.
Bada bang. I've been a big fan of yours ever since in high school when one of my friends recommended that we watch the trilogy of Evil Dead. We did it, and like I said, I've been a fan ever since. So congrats on making those great films and everything you've done since then.
Hey, you got taste, man. You got taste.
Yeah, exactly. So let me ask you how it all started. I know you started making Super 8 movies with Sam Raimi, Rod Tappert. How did you guys get started? Was it just a passion to make films? Tell me about the beginning.
I like fooling around with a camera. We did these little tricks. We would do stop motion, like you could make yourself look like you were skidding on your butt across your yard and stuff. It was sort of kind of a magical device, a toy. A buddy of mine had a camera, you know, at his house. His dad had it. Sam Raimi, his dad also had a camera, and Sam had a magic background, so to him, movies were magic. You could do magic tricks with special effects. So Sam's always loved that fantastical side of it. Rob Tappert, who we met a few years later, Rob was the first guy to deal with money. He's like, you know, guys, all your wacky ideas are fine, but you got to raise money. So he created the third leg of that stool.
And where did Evil Dead come in? Where did you get the idea? Whose idea was it to make that movie, and how did that get started?
That was Sam's. Sam went to Michigan State University for like not long, a year or two. I went to Western Michigan University, which was known as Western back then.
Okay.
So I only went there for 6 months. But in one of Sam's classes, I think it was humanities or something, they were talking about the Sumerian Book of the Dead. And he thought that was kind of cool, the concept of because it was a book that deals with the dead. It's inked in human blood and human blood, and it's covered with human flesh. So it's a creepy, weird book. And I think he just took it from there, take some innocent people, go to a cabin, find this stuff. It's a tale. It's like a scary movie tale. And so, you know, becomes sort of a monster movie, really.
Yeah, and this is a good spot to insert our fan question because it goes along with what we're talking about right now. And the question is from Joe Borman. Did you ever think that the Evil Dead movies would be so popular, especially after the popularity of the second one?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, we wouldn't have any idea. You know, there's so little that you can actually control in the entertainment business. As an actor, I can only pull the strings so much. You know, I can only control my craft so much because so many random parts happen, you know. But it's been fun bringing this show back after so many years of being away from the character.
And how many times during those films were you injured? Because it definitely looked like you took some hits. I'm
injured all the time. You know, I pulled a hamstring 2 years ago. Army of Darkness, I cut myself open flipping a stunt guy. You know, you're always getting bashed. Nice thing is I'm covered with blood anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. Army of Darkness, I went to the hospital to get stitched up, but I already had all these cuts all over my face that were makeup, and the doctor's like, which one is it? I went, ha-ha, can't you tell? So, you know, he stitched me up. I went back to work.
Well, I guess it's a good
didn't even matter.
It's a good omen to the art department if the doctors can't tell which ones are real and which ones aren't. So that's great.
Fooled you, doc.
Yep. So you guys were on the edge of creativity back then. Today technology has changed. There's a lot of YouTube stars and people like that are kind of pushing the envelope and starting from nowhere and making careers of themselves. How would have things been different if you guys would have come up today? Do you think it would have been easier because there's so much technology now, or do you think it would have been harder because there's so much more competition?
Oh, way easier. Filmmakers have no idea how easy they have it. You can go to Kmart and buy everything you need. If you had $5,000, you can buy all the equipment you need and all the software and make your own movie and put it on a thumb drive and run it down to your local theater. Boy, how hard was that?
Exactly.
The one thing that is still the same, though, is how do you tell a story? So it's one thing about the mechanics or the technology, but the same challenge is, what is the story? How do you tell the story? You know, you really should be using special effects and shots and angles to tell a story. They are not the story. So filmmakers will still have to do that. You still have to have the follow-through, still have to have the drive, and you still have to have a clue.
Yep, exactly. And we're shooting this out of the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and the Coen brothers are also from here, and I know you've worked with them a lot. You were in Fargo, the film, uncredited, but you were also in Fargo, the TV show recently as Ronald Reagan. Where did you learn your Ronald Reagan impression?
John Cameron, who's one of the producers of the show, he and I went to high school together, so I've known him forever, and my kids were born in the Reagan era. And that guy was always on television. You couldn't get him off your screen. And, well, you know, it's not that hard to do a Reagan imitation. The trick was to make him a character, not a caricature. You know, not like an SNL skit. So,
yeah,
you know, but my buddy recommended me because he goes, oh, Campbell does Reagan.
And you did a great job. Do you think you're going to be working with the Coen brothers anymore in the future?
Oh, I hope so. The Coen brothers they're very special guys. They've found a really great niche for themselves where, you know, everybody wants to work with these guys. And they're not really the big blockbuster guys, but they make really good, offbeat, quality stuff.
And you are a fan of William Shatner. He gave you the tip, the Shatner slide, which you used in your career. I'm a fan of yours. Do you have any tips for me?
Shatner power slide, man. 4-part maneuver.
Okay, you're just paying that forward again?
Yeah, because look, if you want to pull up,
okay,
like you want to go on a date and you want to pull up to your honey's house with a little extra zing, you come in hot.
Yeah.
Come in hot to the driveway.
Okay.
And so it's a 4-part maneuver. Foot goes off the gas. Pull the emergency brake because, ironically, you can still steer with the emergency brake on, but that starts to give you the control. So foot off the brake, emergency brake, steer to get in position, and then the actual brake is only when you want to stop at the very last couple of feet so you don't go through the garage of your girlfriend's house.
All right, I'm going to try that with my wife and kids in the back seat, so we'll see how that goes.
Remove the wife from the car, remove the children from the car, and then try it.
I'll just have them watch from the yard.
Yes, the other yard.
All right, great. Sounds good. So Ash versus Evil Dead Season 3 is coming up. What are we going to see in Season 3?
It's going to blow your little face off, sir.
I love that. All right, so you have a daughter now?
I have a daughter. Ash is the mythology of Ash will be explored more, which Ash will not be too happy about. We're going to fight the mother of all demons. And fans who want another Evil Dead movie, watch episode 9 and 10 of this season. There's your movie. You're welcome.
Ooh, are we going to get one?
Well, it's essentially the same thing. Episodes 9 and 10.
Okay.
It's an hour of raw dynamite.
Love that. That's music to my ears, my friend. So, all right. Well, Bruce Campbell, thank you so much for being with us. And Twin Cities, make sure you watch Ash vs. Evil Dead on Starz Sundays at 8 p.m. Thanks, Bruce.
Boom. Thank you very much.